Good morning, everyone. I'm back again. It feels like it's been a while, but it really hasn't. Um, I'm coming today because um, I've been feeling kind of tired lately. And I've said that in the previous video, and I think it's because I really need rest. Um, me and my husband have been on the go a lot since late October on traveling and things of that nature, just being more active. So I'm feeling like I'm slowly starting to catch up on the rest and things of that nature. Plus, my cycle had just started, and I think that's contributes to me being wanting more rest, along with the moon in the cycle. We're now in the we just had the new moon, but um, at the end of the cycle, I was feeling really tired. Of the moon cycle, I was feeling really tired, and it was time to rest. Um, but when I think about how women, or how modern women of today, how despite the fact that we do have our cycles, we still are out and about, we still going to work, we're still handling the household and things of that nature. And I just want to remind myself and to remind other ladies that when it's that time of the month, when you're going through your cycle, just make sure you take time to be with yourself and to be easy on yourself and to be more patient with yourself, um, because it's not supposed to be some um, I feel like our cycles are not supposed to be as painful and as when people think of their cycle, they don't the average woman don't think delightful thoughts. A lot of times, I know for me, I was previously I was ready for it to be over with, but now I see the beauty in it, especially now. And I feel like when you change your diet, I know when I changed my diet, it got easier. I had less cramps, less moodiness, um, shorter periods, things of that nature. And one of the things I also have gotten into now is incorporating cloth, um, instead of having those. I know some people use tampons and some people use the disposable, pads, um, which I've used disposable pads. I never felt comfortable with the tampon. That's, to me, is like a foreign object inserting a foreign object into your yoni, and that has chemicals in it. It's just I never felt comfortable with that. And the pads also have chemicals in it. And I've always, for women, you know that when you're wearing a pad, it feels like a diaper, and it feels like your yoni is not breathing at all. It's like it's not breathing, and it needs to breathe. We have to take care. We have to be mindful of that, of allowing our yoni to breathe. It needs that. And thankfully, a sister named Ida, which I'm very thankful for, she had um, introduced that to me, as far as with the cloth pads. They're way more comfortable. Um, you don't feel like you're wearing a diaper, and it's leak proof. There's no leaking at all. And if you already have like a shorter cycle or whatever, like that lighter cycle, um, it actually makes your cycle even shorter. It's not as heavy, and I think it's probably because you don't have all those chemicals, and all those chemicals so close to your yoni. So it kind of makes sense that um, that your cycles aren't as heavy when you're wearing the cloth pads. Makes sense to me. But that's just something to keep in mind. Um, I'll show you the link to what Ida has shown me, and other ladies before, in regards to that. It was on Amazon. You probably can, if you really want to, you probably can make your own. It's something I may do in the future, make my own. But it's just something to keep in mind. I know for some women that they may feel that that doesn't fit their lifestyle, or maybe their cycles are way too heavy. But if you feel like your cycle is way too heavy, that may be your body's telling you that it needs some attention, and really taking the time to take care of you and your body. And I think the first step is is um, is the diet. That could be a starting point, and then you can branch out and understand that maybe there's some mental, things that may have happened in your past that have created, um, some of the trauma, and it's contributed to the heaviness of your cycle. Just something to keep in mind, in regards to that. But the reason why I'm coming here today is, we just got off the new moon, and I'm really excited because this past weekend I met with some wonderful, wonderful ladies, and we did a ritual together. We went into the woods. Well, not woods. It was a park, and then we met up afterwards at one of the sisters' place, and we had like a intimate setting, and we expressed our intentions, and it was very beautiful. I never experienced that before, with a group of women, and I encourage um, people in general that if you can um, do your intentions, or have like a new moon gathering or a full moon gathering with a group of people, I would definitely encourage it, because it's power in numbers. It's definitely power in numbers, and it's just interesting because during that um, during that gathering, one of the sisters pulled a card for me, and she pulled manifestation, which I thought was very relevant for me. It was extremely relevant, and it just made me understand that to keep doing what I'm doing, and what I'm doing is not in vain, and just to stay positive despite my hard days, and you know just keep pushing on, or whatever. But today I woke up feeling a little better, and I think part of the reason why, I think it does have something to do. No, I know it has something to do with my cycle. Sorry, because when I think of your cycle, I think of um, renewal and transformation, and I kept getting that theme this morning. Um, I have this book called Overcoming the Angry Vagina. And this is a wonderful book. I've been reading this. I'm one of those people that read several books at one time. I may read one book, put it down, then read another book, put it down. So this is one of my books that's in rotation, and it's by Queen Afua, which is a wonderful, wonderful woman. Has a lot of knowledge and inspired many. Um, but this book pretty much is very great for women. Um, and it just talks about, it's about your journey to womb wellness. And this is just a self-help guide for balance and empowerment. And it's a book for all humans. One of the things that stood out to me about this book is the power of our wombs, and how it really stood out to me is that our wombs is connected to nature, and our wombs is connected to the world, and we have the power to heal nations by healing ourselves as women, and I think that's just so powerful. In this book, she talks about not just for the African American community, but all over the world. And she talks about the trauma and the things that women have dealt with, but also how women have overcome, and women have give their testimonies. And she gives also advice on like how to do little detoxes and things like that. And she talks about having gatherings for the full moon and having gatherings for the new moon, and as a woman, so having women's circles. And it's kind of interesting because when I was reading this book, and I was just thinking like, man, I really want to have a gathering with with women, and during the new moon and the full moon. And literally a couple of weeks later, I went to my first like new moon gathering, and it was cool. I said the power of your mind and how, when you are really in alignment, or really just got you're monitoring your thoughts, how things can manifest just like that. It's just amazing to me. But I've been reading this book, off and on. It's one of my books in rotation. And where I stopped at, I'm towards the end of the book now. Where I stopped at, it states your purpose, your vision, your work. To rebirth a woman is to rebirth the earth. And I think that's very relevant to the theme of my intentions and what I've been striving for this past year. And I'm going to read what I read this morning, which was very interesting. And I felt like transformation, renewal, rebirth was a common theme this morning. And it's just interesting that my cycle started today too. And I woke up feeling better. Plus, of course, I asked for guidance and for my angels, my ancestors from the universe. I've asked for guidance in everything, and to just have a better understanding of people and myself and peace, you know. So I strive for that. So I know that has a lot to do with me feeling better. It's just about reframing your mind, understanding that it's physics, that for every action there's a reaction. So if you want things to be more, if you want to create a more higher vibration, you have to reframe your mind and thinking. But what she has in her book that really stood out to me today was, in order to rebirth yourself, there must be a healing between you, your purpose, your vision, and your work. Rebirth yourself and receive the treasures of wholeness, harmony, and prosperity. Live your truth and become fully alive. Encourage and enlighten. Avoid a life filled with frustration and lack of fulfillment. This can lead to disease. Reclaim your purpose as an ongoing process of acknowledgement, empowerment, sharing, and growth. When your life's work, regardless of how grand or humble, empowers you, expressing your natural talents and gifts enables you to create that support mental and physical health. By giving your right work, you can bring forth harmony and prosperity for yourself and others. In ancient traditions, work, usually the family business, establishes one destiny. Work existed according to the needs and well-being of the family and community. Infants were named in a way that kept them mindful of their life's purpose. The elders guided the youth to be in harmony with purpose. They instill awareness that actions have a direct impact on the family, the community, and the nature. In contemporary times, there is much less access to such guidance. Most of us have no family business to inherit. Too many of us spend our formative years searching for who we are and what we are here to do. The connection to the wisdom of the elders has been lost. There is confusion and ignorance about the purpose and mission. We are told to go to school and get good grades so that we may get good jobs. After years of study, we receive a degree, but may end up in a job for which we have no passion, a job which does not allow us to realize our vision. Fortunately, you do not have to remain trapped in a soulless, unfulfilling job. There is guidance for you. Allow yourself to be led by spirit and those close to you who can guide you. Become inspired to recreate your world. With guidance, find your purpose. Have faith, be creative. Everything you need to create a meaningful life is within your grasp. There are times when we may hold back for fear of the scope of our visions. They may seem too vast and grand. Move beyond your fear, embrace yourself, and create a plan. Be bold in spirit. Become emancipated. Do not allow your job to enslave you. When you embrace success, you will grow and your work will grow. The change in your approach to your purpose will give both you and your community fulfillment and enrichment. When you are free to live your purpose, you will be in a better place. to live a disease-free existence. Tumors will dissolve and high blood pressure will lower. Gratitude and joy will take over because you dare to live, not merely exist. So that spoke to me today. I was like, that was a message for me, so I just thought that was a correlation. And plus, you know, being that we have a lot of fruit in the house, sometimes we're prone to fruit flies, particularly when we buy like the bananas, the big bananas. However, we haven't had that many fruit flies within the last few weeks. So there's just one fruit fly that was in upstairs right here. There's no food or anything up here. So this one fruit fly kept bugging me. And I was just like, why is this fruit fly keep like in my face? Now I should have just, the higher part of me will say, just think about what a fruit fly represents, or what is a fruit fly trying to tell me. But I went on ahead and just Googled it. And what came up was transformation. What came up was transformation, and what else? Pretty much the same thing, like transformation, rebirth, because you know that fruit flies go through different cycles in their life, and they seem to be very, despite the struggles, they seem to survive. They seem to survive off of scraps or for anything. So it kind of makes sense, So that's what I took from it. It's just, I'm getting all these signs to just keep going on with my path. And it's funny because, you observe things about people, and it just makes you think. Because one thing I know about me, working in a corporate environment, there are people who, and we all know, there are people out there that will, by any means necessary, if they want a particular job, if they want a particular position, they're going to get it by any means necessary, even if the way they get it is not in the best intentions. It's not on a solid foundation. It's like, it's not there. The way they get it is it's not the best way it's not in a way that I would want to get it, but maybe in their mindset that's okay. But it's very trifling. That's the way. That's the only thing I can say. It's just trifling. It's like, come on. I feel like your intentions behind everything you say and do should be very, it should be like very positive and come from a good place or whatnot. But there's people out there that no matter what, if they want a position, they're gonna find a way to get it. And I can't be mad at that at the end of the day, because that shows some kind of determination, And my mother always said to me, she said, one of the things that she would have done differently, I remember her saying, and I'm paraphrasing, is that a lot in her younger years, she will hold off on applying for a certain position because she wanted to know more. Even though, knowing my mom, she is a wonderful woman and very knowledgeable in her right. My mother, this PhD or whatever, even though the titles don't mean anything, but still, she is a woman with so many talents, But she said one of the things that she would have done is like stepped up more in leadership roles earlier in life, but she kept holding back because she wanted to know more. She felt like she needed to know more. And a lot of times there's a lot of people who may not necessarily have all the credentials, but they'll still apply for the position anyway and get it and may get it, And so to me, that always stood out to me. And I feel like this is a message for myself, but a message for anyone out there, that don't sell yourself short. Don't underestimate your talents and your gifts or whatever. Focus on what you're good at, what you're good. Focus on that, and you will find that doors will open up for you with ease. Because there's a lot of people out there, and we all know that you wonder how in the world they got this position or how in the world they got there. Because when you look at their work ethic or you look at what they do, and you're like, how did that happen? But they have some kind of determination. It's not about being the smartest person or about being the wisest. It's about who knows how to utilize their resources and who knows how to sell yourself. But at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you can back up what you present. Still, you still have to remember that. But my biggest thing is to not short sell. Don't sell yourself short. And don't underestimate your talents. And that you can do what you want to do. You can create your own life. And that's just a reminder to me that I wanted to say to myself. And that's all I have to say, because I have to get ready to go to work. But I will be putting up an update on my fasting. I'm on day number 10. So everything is all good in that area. You know, I do have my moments of, emotions or whatever like that. But overall, I'm doing fine. I will make it until the end of to the beginning of the year or whatever. I don't stop the fast until January 2nd. So, but that's all for today, and thank you for watching.